So this video is about how you can leverage principles of complexity in order to manage complexity better and to adjust to complexity. And I know that those principles are not 100% applicable to any organization, but I can tell you 100% sure that they are applicable to some level for each and every organization as well. I know very hierarchical organizations that use them, and I know non-hierarchical organizations that use them as well, but they are pretty common based on science in each and every organizational system that manage to deal with complexity. So the first principle is a distributed control. So from the central control mode that we know into distributed control, which means that the control is distributed around element in the organization. It doesn't mean that there is no control, don't get me wrong. There is a control. It just, instead of being in one place, it's distributed all over, which bring more resiliency to the system. And it, not just bringing resiliency, when you're distributing control, you are giving more autonomy to people. And when you're giving more autonomy to people, something that calls self-emergent start to arise. So self-emergent is a phenomena where I have individuals or groups that informally set up or connected one with each other. And this connection is we call self-organized team. We call it self-organized because it's going bottom up. And the classical one will be a manager that will set up a definition of a group and put people in the group, or management, which is top-down approach. So the bottom-up approach, the ability of self-managed, is crucial. It's crucial because when that's happened, we can get into emergent properties. And emergent properties are capabilities that if I take a group which just self-organized, emergent property is a property that the group has together, all the group, like innovation or mass production. But individual in the group doesn't have it. And this magic can happen just when you have self-organized team. And self-organized team can happen when you have more distributed control. Otherwise, we will go that direction. And the substitute for emergent properties is actually adding more people with more capabilities to the group. So we are talking about top-down. So instead of having those three, and 1, 2, 3, 4, instead of having those 5 and let them emerge and create something new, I'm going to add 6, 7, and 8 in order to reach more or less the same idea. So that's emergent properties. Now, emergent properties are key in order to be adaptive. This is very rigid structure. If there will be pressure, it will survive. If it will be too much pressure, it will fall apart. It doesn't have too much ability to adapt. Emergent property and the fact that it can be created all the time actually enable more agility and more flexibility, and it's more adaptive. So when I have a pressure coming in, I'm not breaking apart. I'm just, or the organization just create new emergent properties, and those emergent properties are the one that's going to help us to be adaptive. All of those 4, in order to run, need reinforcing loops. So those should be loops that come in between groups or between the groups and the customer that they provide directly, loops that are going back and forth. So the outcome of one feedback is the income to the other one, and it's going in continuous loop, direct loops. Usually what you see in a more top-down approach or in current organization is some kind of a board or advisory group or steering committee, and the feedback will go to this outside group that claim to be smarter than the group, and they will digest the message and move it forward. So it's biased, A, and B, it's time consuming. It has another leg that it's not a necessary need. So those are like very simple 5 steps that, or 5 characteristics that every organization can have to some degree. Everyone. It just matters how much time and effort you want to put in place in order to find the right level or the right portion of those properties implemented within your group or your organization. Hope that helps. Thanks.